Hi there, I'm Alex Gavin, I'm in your cinematography class, and today I'll be analyzing the movie Amélie for its cinematography. It's going to be slightly informal because no one wants to use big words in their analysis, so let's begin. We'll start with a quick summary to give some background. You know, but here it is. The movie Amélie is the story of Amélie, which then turns into kind of like the love story of Amélie and a guy named Nino. She goes through the story, does a lot of whimsical things that happen to her, and it turns into that. But it starts with her moving away from her dysfunctional household to Paris, and she's a waitress in a cafe there. It focuses a lot on the characters in the cafe, but it starts with her returning an old toy box, these coincidental events that is, to a guy named Dominique Berthoudot, and then she goes from there, and it culminates in her finding and attempting to return this photo album to Nino. So, today I will be analyzing the cinematographic elements, specifically let's see, camera movement and frame composition. And according to our text, cinematography is defined as the process of capturing moving images on film or some other medium. So let's analyze those two. Alright, so we're first going to start off with the exposition scene in the cafe. Basically, they're introducing characters, and they're done in like separate fashions to sort of give them personality. Some are done in like a dollying pattern, others are zooming in, and some are even spinning or even tilting, that is like the camera angles, the movement. And there are 14 separate shots in the scene, like the sequence of scenes. And what they do is they provide contrast to each other, including the likes and dislikes. So, for example, when they introduce Joseph, they say he likes popping bubble wrap, so they continue to move down to like show him popping the bubble wrap. And they also have stationary scenes instead of moving, because the shots will be moving and then it says what they like, but it'll stay straight. So it provides contrast, and that keeps it interesting. And then it moves on to another scene, or at least the elements move on to another scene of the lady jumping off the cathedral as Amélie and her mother walk out. Basically what happens is they walk out, okay, like this way, they walk out and the camera zooms in, and then it tilts up and it looks at like the lady who's jumping off. And then what happens is it shifts to her point of view and then goes straight down onto Amélie's mother, which, like, tragic as it is, it's a cool angle. But what all these do, they move in a pleasing way, so that way none of the like information, as in like area in the frame, so like if there's too much over here and the subject's right here, that doesn't happen in Amélie because they've done it so well. And that's the point I'm trying to make. There's no useless information even while they're doing their movement. And that kind of segues into the framing and composition of the film. Basically, it's pretty evident like throughout the film, but there are a couple short scenes that I like, including Amélie. When she's taking pictures and her neighbor like bothers her, she's like, "I'm gonna get back." But before that happens, she's seated in an armchair, kind of like pondering like, "Oh my god, all this stuff happened to me," and like, or happened to other people because I was taking pictures. And basically it gives her a concept of size, or it gives the audience a concept of size, because she's seated in this massive armchair that's just dwarfing her, but the rule of thirds kind of brings you into her. And then it kind of, it goes to the next scene, which is her neighbor seated, and basically what happens is he's seated there and there are these two figurines, but you are like focused in on him because the figurines are like blurry, and that depth of field contrast is really good for like focusing their attention. Overall, Amélie is like a very well thought and meticulously planned like film, and it's designed to like draw the viewer's attention and kind of command them to look at certain things. And I just think it's like a pretty good job, like that's what they did with these elements. But then again, these are only a couple elements in the film. We didn't talk about lighting, we didn't talk about mise-en-scène, whatever else. So those two are extremely well done, and there's a lot more that can be analyzed in it. Thank you for your time.